Hey guys, what's up? So I just wanted to pop on, say hey, and holy cow, it's October. That went by quick. I don't know about you, but for me it did. Literally just feels like yesterday I was in the woods with my nephew, and I'm excited. I can't believe it. We're here, you know. But there are just a couple things I want to talk about, and that is hunter safety. Due to COVID, there is going to be so many more deer hunters out there. So I just want to really drive it home that it's our responsibility as veteran hunters to watch our back. You have all these guys and ladies who took their online courses, which we all know is not the same as a hunter safety ed course, followed by a presentation, usually by your local environmental conservation officers. And furthermore, that hands-on experience you get with taking your bow hunter safety course. They teach you the difference in blood trails and how to trail a deer, things like that. And we're gonna have a lot of people who don't really have that knowledge, so it's really up to us to help them. And when you see another hunter in the woods, be courteous, be polite. A lot of times if you're hunting state forests, things like that, we have to share our natural resources with our neighbors. So do what you can on the online forums, help who you can when you can. If you run into something where you got this hunter who's never hunted before and got his or her first deer and they're tracking it, maybe you lend them a hand, maybe you help them drag it out. This sport is supposed to be one of the most tight-knit sports, and I feel like the last 8 years or so we've kind of destroyed it with the social media and my deer's bigger than your deer and you shouldn't have shot that deer, all that kinds of stuff. And it really it doesn't help our cause. We have all the animal rights activists riding us all the time, and if we can't be a tight-knit group, then ultimately the sport's gonna it's gonna be hindered in the long run is what's gonna happen. So be friendly to your hunting neighbors, and help out when you can. One other thing I wanted to touch on is just being safe. Just being safe in the woods. It's calling for rain in my area on Thursday, and being mindful of those slippery rocks. Your stand could be slippery, things like that. Don't forget your lanyards to hoist your bows up. Your hunter safety harness, things like that. So just all in all, be a good neighbor, think smart, think safe, and have a good bow season. Enjoy every minute you have in the woods, because honestly, people just take it for granted that every year I get to go hunting and every year I get this time in the woods. Well, enjoy every minute of it and just soak it all in. I used bow hunting as kind of like my zen. It helps restart my system every year. August time I get a little antsy and I'm like, I need to get out, I need to relax, I need some quiet time. And come October I get my quiet time. So hopefully you're lucky enough to bag that buck you're after this year. I'm looking forward to my chance at my big buck, and being able to share in my wealth of deer meat this year like I always do. I just got together a couple of my friends who had extra baby clothes, toddler clothes, toys, shoes, and some dry, non-perishable goods. And I helped a neighbor of mine out. They are in a really, really bad way, and they have 6 or 7 kids living there, and so I did what I could. I donated some venison. I got them some dry goods, non-perishables. I call them dry goods. And a whole bunch of clothes. And you know what really touched me is when I gave them this stuff and asked them to go through it, and whatever they didn't want, put back in the bags, and I'll come pick it up and try to find someone else who could use them. The guy said to me, he asked me if there was any baby clothes in there, and I said I wasn't sure, and he was like, well, because a friend of mine is about ready to have a baby. Meanwhile, this guy has no business donating anything because of how bad off they really are, and he wanted to give as well as me, you know, him being in such a bad way. He wanted to give any of the baby clothes to a friend of his who has nothing. So it just goes to show that there is goodness in this world, and you just have to go find it. Like I said, I do my best to help out when I can and do what I can for others. But anyway, have a great season, be safe, and don't do anything I wouldn't do.